Hi, welcome back for another Ireland travel tip that you can use. Today I am going to talk about what to do if you are offered an upgrade on your car rental upon arriving in Ireland. Now this is something that happens maybe a little more than you might expect, but when you've arrived in Ireland and you are jet lagged, you're tired, you've probably not slept on the airplane, throwing this on top of picking up your car can be a little overwhelming. Now, I have a full resource for you. It's at IrelandFamilyVacations.com/car rental. And in that, I go through every single step of everything you need to know about renting a car in Ireland. And I specifically talk about how to carefully select your car. So if you followed the 8 steps that I have in that article, then you are going to have selected the car that you need that is suitable for your trip. One thing that I really stress checking is the luggage restrictions. And the reason I stress that especially is because we travel as a family quite often, and we've had a situation twice actually where we have had to upgrade the car on arrival. The first time was that we were traveling, my mother was with us as well, and the vehicle I rented just did not have enough room for all of us to fit. And then the second time we were in Ireland for an extended period, so we had quite a bit of luggage. We were doing a lot of different activities, and the car I rented just did not have the space for the luggage. So anyway, IrelandFamilyVacations.com/car rental, and you are going to get every single thing you need to know about renting a car in Ireland. But today I want to, like I said, focus on what you should do if, when you arrive, you are offered an upgrade on your car rental. And I'm going to share 4 specific tips to help you determine if this is something that is going to be a good deal for you. So we're going to talk about how to consider the offer, how to compare the vehicles, how to understand your trade-offs, and then the one thing you need to do before you leave. Now, the reason I am sharing this is because I have a client who actually just returned from Ireland. And when they landed, they were offered a rental upgrade. And he says that they were very tired, a little overwhelmed. And while I don't see this as a predatory practice, it did not end up feeling like a benefit to him. So I want to give you the tools to help you understand if a rental upgrade at the counter when you arrive is a good idea. The first thing you want to do is consider what they're offering. Think about the vehicle you've rented. If you followed the steps that I outlined for you, you should have the right vehicle for your trip. Now, maybe it is a smaller vehicle than you might like, or maybe it's just a little tighter. It's not going to be as comfortable for long distances. So think about the vehicle you've rented, and are you happy with that? Is this going to be a vehicle that is good for your trip, for the amount of driving you're doing, enough space for everybody to be comfortable, enough space for luggage? Or would this upgrade give you peace of mind, maybe better fuel efficiency, more room to stretch out, a little more room for luggage, and maybe some of those souvenirs that you want to buy? So think about that. But then remember, if you are happy with the car that you have rented, there's no reason for you to take the upgrade. Just end of discussion right there. No, I'm happy with what I have, and go forward with your rental. The next thing you want to do is compare the vehicles, what you have rented versus what they're offering. Now, before you sign anything, what I want you to do is ask to take a look at the 2 vehicles. So you know exactly the vehicle that you would be getting into if you didn't upgrade, as well as the vehicle that they want to upgrade you to. So I want you to actually physically view them. And if they say that that's not possible, then decline the upgrade. You also should ask questions about the benefits. Why should I upgrade? Am I getting extra safety features? Or does this come with GPS? Is it an automatic instead of a manual? Am I saving money by doing this? What are the benefits to me for this upgrade? And then the third thing I want you to remember with this is don't be rushed. If this feels like pressure to you, if this feels like you're being rushed to make a decision, just say no. You should not make a decision that involves money, and especially where it could end up being a few €100 more at the end. Never make a decision involving money when you feel pressured. So if you feel like this, this is too much information, too much coming at you, you just don't feel comfortable, just say no, take the vehicle you rented, and head on your merry way. But I highly recommend, if all these cards fall into place, go ahead and compare before you commit. The next thing I want you to do is consider the costs. And again, this requires that you ask some questions and they give you answers. You want to find out, what's the daily rate difference? What are the excess insurance costs? Is it going to cost me more to add the SCDW waiver? And are the fuel costs going to be more? The thing you need to know about Ireland is that you have regular petrol and you have diesel. So sometimes the upgrade that you're going to receive will be for a diesel vehicle, which could cost you less in fuel costs. But if it costs you more in the daily rate or more to insure, those fuel savings, they aren't going to amount to much. So understand the trade-offs. And again, if you're tired, if you're jet lagged, if this is just too much, just say no. Just turn it down. So don't sign anything until you've considered what I've shared so far. Remember that you're signing a contract. The contract is binding once you sign it. So don't sign the contract until you've done your comparisons, you know your trade-offs. If you sign the contract and you get out into the lot and you are seeing the vehicle for the first time, if you're not happy, return to the desk immediately. Do not leave without going back in if you're not happy about it. Once you drive away, once you have left the lot, that contract that you have signed is binding. So again, you need to be completely happy with your choice. And if you're not happy with your choice, number one, don't sign the contract, don't take the upgrade. Number two, if you have signed the contract, go back into the desk immediately. Do not leave with a car if you're not happy with it. So those are my 4 tips for if you are offered an upgrade at the rental counter. Consider the offer carefully, consider the vehicle that you rented, and if it's suitable for your needs, just keep it. Before accepting the upgrade, ask to compare the vehicles, apples to apples, oranges to oranges. Make sure that what they're offering you is worth what it might cost. Understand your trade-off differences, the costs, the space, the fuel, the insurance. Understand all of that. And then finally, before leaving, even if you've signed the contract, if you are at the vehicle and you are changing your mind, do not leave the premises. Go right back in and get that reversed before leaving. The contract that you sign is binding. A lot of car rental companies, if you haven't left, will be able to reverse that. But once you drive off the lot, that car is yours until the end of your vacation. Now remember, I have a full guide on how to rent a car in Ireland, as well as a car rental and driving guide on my website. You can find that at IrelandFamilyVacations.com/car rental. It's all one word. And that is going to help you as you navigate your car rental experience in Ireland.